You've seen it everywhere. Social media posts, gardening blogs, and even gardening magazines are preaching the healthy soil trend. Spread compost, sprinkle synthetic amendments, add biochar, and suddenly your garden will flourish. But here's the catch. Many of these so-called healthy soil hacks are actually killing the microscopic life that makes soil alive. If you want your plants to thrive year after year, understanding how these trends affect microbe networks is more important than simply chasing the label of healthy soil. Most store-bought soil amendments are stripping your soil of life, not building it. It might feel counterintuitive, but applying large amounts of commercial compost chemical fertilizers or biochar without understanding your soil's needs can harm the very microorganisms that feed plants. Soil microbes rely on a delicate balance of carbon, nitrogen, and moisture. Overloading soil with high nitrogen compost or synthetic fertilizers encourages fast-growing bacteria but discourages slower symbiotic fungi that form networks connecting plant roots. For instance, a tomato bed flooded with nitrogen-heavy compost can see lush leaves but weaker root systems and a soil structure that slowly collapses. A practical approach is to apply compost in measured layers, no more than 2 to 3 inches per season, and ideally mixed with brown materials, such as shredded paper or dry leaves, to maintain a balanced carbon-to-nitrogen ratio around 25:1. This keeps microbes active without favoring one group over another. Another hidden trap in the healthy soil movement is the obsession with deep tilling or turning soil every season. Many gardeners think loosening soil is inherently good, but repeated disturbance destroys fungal hyphae, the microscopic threads that connect plants and shuttle nutrients and water across the garden. Fungi are slow to recover, and without them, nutrient uptake and drought resilience really plummet. A simple alternative is double digging in a single season, then leaving soil largely undisturbed or adopting no-dig beds with mulching on top. For example, layer 3 to 4 inches of shredded leaves, straw, or aged compost over beds each season. Over time, earthworms and fungi integrate these layers naturally, building a living, structured soil without the need for mechanical disruption. Many so-called healthy soil guides emphasize feeding plants with chemical nutrients, but, this strategy is really a double-edged sword. Fertilizers provide an immediate nutrient boost, yet they can suppress microbial diversity, especially if they're high in salts or applied in concentrated doses. Here's a practical illustration. Applying a standard nitrogen-phosphorus-potassium mix at, say, double the recommended rate may give you a short-term leaf growth surge, but it will suppress fungi and certain bacteria that are absolutely crucial for micronutrient cycling. Instead, consider using compost teas or liquid extracts from green manures. For example, mixing a handful of chopped comfrey or nettle into a 5-gallon bucket of water, letting it steep for 7 to 10 days, and then watering it over your beds feeds both plants and microbes gently, enhancing the underground network without overwhelming it. Healthy soil isn't just about nutrients, it's about diversity. Microbes thrive on a variety of food sources, decomposing leaves, straw, fruit scraps, coffee grounds, and even cardboard or shredded newspaper. Applying a mix of these brown and green materials in your compost or directly to beds provides steady, slow-release energy for the microbial community. A practical ratio is roughly 3 parts brown material to 1 part green, layered and kept slightly moist. Over time, this encourages fungi, bacteria, and protozoa to coexist, creating a resilient network that naturally suppresses pests, cycles nutrients efficiently, and improves soil structure. One of the most overlooked principles in sustainable soil care is continuous living roots. Gardens left bare between seasons force microbes into dormancy. Even winter-hardy cover crops such as clover, fenugreek or buckwheat keep roots feeding microbial communities, while also preventing erosion and nutrient loss. Mulching on top of these plants adds another layer of carbon for microbes to chew on. For instance, sow clover after your main crop harvest, then top with a thin layer of straw or shredded leaves. By spring, the soil is teeming with active fungal and bacterial networks, ready to support the next round of crops. Finally, the most practical tip is to know your soil's baseline. A simple soil test for pH, organic matter, and texture combined with observing worm activity gives insights into which microbes are present and which are starving. Instead of blindly following trendy amendments, adjust inputs gradually. So, if a bed is sandy and low in organic matter, you'll want to focus on slow-building compost and mulches, and if it's clay-heavy, adding fibrous materials like straw or cardboard can really help improve aeration while feeding the fungi at the same time. Observing the soil over months, seeing active worms, a crumbly structure and good water retention is honestly more informative than any flashy so-called healthy soil product out there. The key takeaway here is that soil health isn't really about single quick fixes or trendy inputs. It's about, feeding and nurturing those microbial networks through diversity, minimal disturbance, and slow-release organic matter. By applying this knowledge practically, layered compost-balanced carbon to nitrogen ratios, living roots mulching, and careful amendment, you end up building a resilient soil ecosystem that supports your plants for decades rather than just weeks. If you found this guide valuable, do make sure to subscribe to Soil Doctor and share it with your fellow gardeners. Keeping your soil alive and thriving is honestly a journey, and the more gardeners understand these principles, the healthier our gardens will be for generations to come.